Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Day's podcast along with a new video. So today we are going to do a commentary on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter. So I've been meaning to do a track by track review, listen through. In my previous commentaries, I would listen through or have an idea of each song. I have been able to listen to the album, so I will literally just go track for track on how I feel about each song and what it means to me, and hopefully it means something to you, because it's a great album. I truly enjoyed it. I'll explain everything once I go through all the songs. So, American Requiem, just from beginning to end, I'm in awe, because I know B for vocals. I know B for singing and giving us such quality. So this was a great opener. Especially when you think of where Renaissance started and how calm and just how she just came in. And I put on these clothes. Listen. This was letting us know, like, hi, remember me? There's a lot of talking going on. Like, come on. So, I love this song. 10 out of 10. I'm pretty much gonna give most of these songs, if not damn near all of them, 10 out of 10, because it's there's no skips for me. Like, no skips. Blackbird. I had to research the fact that it was a cover, and the way that she put it together. We haven't often heard Beyonce do a lot of acoustic type of vibes, and it's been a while, honestly. We had instances of it in Lemonade, even possibly her self-titled, but it's just been a while. And she gave us a little bit of it on The Gift. So, it's just, no, she gave us a lot. Oh, see, I gotta explain. Track 3, 16 carriages. It felt like an ode. Like, I felt like she was letting us know about herself, her hard work, and who she is, and it may have resonated with all of us in a way where it's like, I'm really out here busting my ass. I'm really, like, I feel like I'm the shit. I feel like I'm doing something right around here, and it gets hard, and it doesn't matter how far you go, you gotta keep going. And Protector, great song to go with right after that song. You say to yourself, there's people you love, there's people you value, so I'm here. I love you. I just great way to be able to start this album. My Rose, same thing. It's very I love sensual things. I love being able to taking a song at times where I'm feeling the ad-libs as much as the vocals. I'm feeling ad-libs as much as the main vocal, and then the instrumental in the background. Like, when you really touch someone in a way where you're saying to yourself, like, I'm gonna have them think this way, but there's 3 other ways that they're gonna have to catch, because this is art. I'm giving you an imagery within my art, and I love that she does that. I love that a lot of artists do that. She's not going to only be the only one, besides Michael, of course, that will do that from teaching whichever generation, from who learns, that does it, and I just love that she's taken on that, and always has. So just for any Beehive fans like myself, like, we know this girl has worked since she's been at it for almost 40 years, damn near, okay? Because time. We've been really doing things. Like, okay? We've been out here supporting our queen. So, yes, the Smoke Hour, you know, the interludes to me throughout this album, it takes me back because her first album, she had a few, or at least one. And then, you know, when you look at all her other albums and you say to yourself, how often do we get like a song or interlude or something that transitions into, you know, usually you wait for that. Now, back in the day, that was the thing. They wanted you to know, here's the speakerphone interlude. Here's us, you know, about to go into the next song. But then there were albums whether it was groups, and even for the groups she was in, I should say group, but I say groups in respect of where she started, where she has gone from, and again, interludes are important. I love them. You know, they let you know, like, you still with me? Okay? People don't want to accept that when they're like, oh, an interlude, let me just get to the next song. It's like, no, the album is, if the album is from track 1 to X, whatever it stops at, you shouldn't try and just pick through. You could if you want, because it's your album purchase, but I usually just go start to finish. So when you get into Texas Hold'em from that interlude, it's like, okay, we partying, we dancing, we out, you know. And I'll be damned if I cannot dance with you. It brings me back to Single Ladies a little bit. It brings me back to, you know, Deja Vu. Even down to when she's doing Naughty Girl and Crazy in Love, when she's saying that, because it's like, I know where she's come from. Even when it's like, you think of, I know Survivor's a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more just in your face and not as, you know, laid back, but just, she's always had a standing ovation. And she's watched those that had them and understood the assignment for that. Like, no, you're gonna hear me, okay? And that's same thing with Bodyguard. Like, by the end of the song, I'm blown away by the fact that, you know, why is nobody like understanding that she's going from different octaves here? Like, you know, I can listen to Bodyguard, you know, on a road trip, or, you know, out with friends, or I'm at the beach, or, well, I mean, Lifeguard. I could be your that, you know, people are gonna hear that in the summertime and be like, bitch, this is a summer, spring type of song, maybe even fall too, but you picture sunlight, you picture you being out. I mean, in the wintertime, listening to Bodyguard, it could be very sentimental and you know, earmuffs, if I don't know, not everybody still uses them, but, you know, just gloves and stuff, you know, making you feel all nice and stuff, you know. It's and then it's also cool song where you're kind of like similar with Texas Hold'em too, because I feel like they just kind of go together, the way that they're kind of positioned. It's just like you're having a good time and you want to express that with someone you care about. Like, we out here, okay? And so, next interlude with Dolly Parton, introducing us into, because it says Dolly P, but she's introducing us into Jolene. And this is B's cover of Jolene, and it really, I'm gonna say, this is me here. I felt that this, whether this was to come, if this was not to have come sooner, that this was going to happen. in a way that Beyonce could be able to be like, yes, I did a cover, and business wise, even personally, I'm proud of it. Like, Whitney, like, she did I Will Always Love You. And, you think about the fact that, some people feel like, oh, when you're covering someone else's song, or if you're writing with somebody and you're not fully credited, or there's more credits to one person than you, the artist, it's like, oh, does it have as much value as a song that you did write and songs that you didn't need as much help on? It's like, no. It's just like, it's okay. It sounds great. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. I love the fact that she doesn't feel as though there has to be a sense that she can't do something that she wants to do. And that's the point, and I feel like a lot of people, personally, whether it's creators or even just maybe even celebrities too, they feel like they get to this point in their lives, and she actually was open about it in her movie that she just released, where it's just like, bitch, I know I'm me, but this is a lot. And it's just like, yeah, like it gets like that. And I feel like just the appreciation for Jolene really is something, because you don't really hear artists from generations before really coming out and saying to the new generation, like, here, we can do some business together. I think you are a right fit. We don't see that. So I know, even just for the sake that, there's daughter afterwards, where she's looking back and thinking about herself, where, no, I know I can be very modest with who I am, but I also have my own moments where I feel things that people would look at me like, you? And I respect it, because she's human. And there's only so much any artist, even down to Michael, where he's saying, I'm bad, where you just kind of embrace the sense that, you know what, I'm a bit more mysterious than I even want to accept, and I'm fucking okay with it. All right, that's what I was able to understand. And Spaghetti, here we go, just letting you know, bang bang. Like, like, I'll make references throughout, just so y'all know I've listened. Like, no, like, I feel like, and this is damn near going into half of the album now. Like, I just feel like, she let y'all know, like, I got stuff. Like, I've been working still. Okay, it may never stop, because I'm doing so well in ways that I'm still learning are okay. And I appreciate that for her, and for anyone that does that, including myself. Shoot. Alligator Tears. It's very just, ooh. And I love that. I love that. I don't think it gets enough credit. Maybe it's the title, but I don't think it gets enough credit. Because she's just, I love songs, and I feel like she even felt with this album, like, I need to have a song where I'm kind of just, I'm singing, but I'm talking with them. Like, I want to have a song where we together. Like, I'm in the car with you. Like, this is a moment where we just kind of sitting back. And I think every artist needs to have that type of song. Like, every artist should have a song where it's not so much upbeat and in your face, and you want the attention of the people. It should be just also that balance of, you listening to me? Because I have something to say. Like, there should be a middle ground of ballads and acoustic and just almost low note talking, but also singing, as opposed to the median where it's like, all right, we doing something, and then it's high rise, upbeat. And so, just for fun, You know, it's just similar value. I feel like it doesn't get enough credit either. But when you transition to like when you when you listen to Two Most Wanted, because I'm wanting to make sure I say everything and convey it the best way possible. Like, Miley has come a long way too in this track when you hear it, and I feel like a lot of the things that Miley has been able to achieve in her career, along with B, because B is, you know, older, and you know, Miley's kind of with my generation because she's 92 and I'm 94. But it's just, even so, it's just when you have someone that is, you know, more than a decade older, where you say to yourself, like, I know a few things, and I think even stemming back to their rare performances, there was always that glimpse of there could possibly be something here. And I felt it. Whether Beyonce had her short haircut, whether Beyonce had long hair, I felt it. And you would think that they knew each other more than people want to let off. And if anything, if that's true, that ain't none of y'all business. And I'll speak for them, because even whether they're label mates or not, they are creators. They deserve their privacy. They deserve to be able to make things and have people be able to understand, yes, this is the moment. This is what we're doing. And that's perfectly fine with me. And I felt as long as there's more collaborations with that genuine connection, it'll stand out that everyone can really make great music and great content, no matter what it is. And I just felt with this song, with their vocals coming together, there's no sense of comparing. There's no sense of, oh, you know, why didn't you go higher here? I don't think like that. I think that this song, to me, made a moment in my life where I'm like, it's not about whether she was Hannah Montana. It's not whether or not she was portraying or giving us an understanding of Sasha Fierce within herself. These women came together and said, we're doing country, our roots. And I'm here for it. Okay? So, yes, Levi jeans shifts the sense of it being more reminiscent and, you know, a duet where it's more, you know, I want to show my baby out, like, you know, I look good, like, you know. and Post Malone did a great job with her. I did enjoy this song. And I'm happy that she had, I'm happy that she reached out to people for content, music that they're not even expecting. Because I'm sure when things are finalized, everyone has an understanding where releases can go for any artist. In some way, when there's certain quarters of the year, because it's like, all right, well, no, this artist usually comes out this time, but then it's like, no, this artist ain't coming out this time, you know. It's like but when there's collaborations involved, and then it's like, all right, well, this is to bring my album out, as opposed to bring you out a little bit more for when you have another album or even something coming, you know. It gives you nice feedback, and I really do appreciate her collaborations when she does them, because she's not always one to do a lot. And I feel like that's what made her really stand out from all the rest. Because when you listen to a Beyonce album, it's a Beyonce album. That's just it. There's no comparison. So when we get into flamenco. I don't know why when I look at that name of the track, I think of like a phoenix. Like, I don't know. Like, I think of like a bird with flames, or just like a torch, or just, I don't know, like the way she sings the song, and just I just think of just a candle lit, or like, and it's in a great way. Like, it's giving me a sense that I'm just like, it's something soothing. And then when we get into the next interlude, it's like, okay, we're about to get up again. And we do, with Yaga. And she spells her name. She spells her, she gives a lot of vocal agility in this. And I love it. Very upbeat. Yeah. Oh my God, it's just very upbeat. And I feel like that's why when I'm doing this commentary, I'm not trying to give too much, because even though the album been out for a month, I'm sorry that it took a month to do this, but you know, hey, it's April 29th and I am getting it done now. So, oh, Louisiana, you know, just another interlude, and it just, she gives a lot of instances that not everybody touches on in her albums, whether it's within one track, whether it's spread out to give hints from one track to another. She always gives us insight. Desert Eagle, the way the song comes in, and the way that it is as a song, I mean, you could consider it an interlude too, but it's a song. So the way that it's already put together for me, it brings me back. Like, again, it brings me back to a sense of self-titled, and even 4. Yes, like this, and I'm gonna get to that by the end of this commentary too. Like, there's instances of her that you hear in this Beyoncé quotation marks album, and I say quotation marks because it's emphasis on this is her album, and I can't stress that enough with time, because a lot of times, you know, there's gonna be still people trying to compare her to things, and it's like, stop comparing. She is B. Which leads us into Riverdance. Bounce on the shit, dance. Like, I just, Riverdance to me is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. So far, from more than 20 tracks that I've already talked about, damn near 10 out of 10. I would say them all damn near 9 to 10, but 10 out of 10, damn near. I just loved the album. Like, there's just no, I loved it. And just for Riverdance, for me, transitioning into Two Hands to Heaven, just both those two songs together, when you put those two songs together, it feels like, to me, it could almost feel like it's the same song, or 4 different songs that are just put together into like 2 songs. And it just, I don't know, she's so great at being able to change the shifts of you know, a part to one song to a part to another. And you know, even doing Tyrant, you know, it goes one way, it goes another. Giddy up. She brings you on a journey. And yeah, just like I said with Riverdance, like I would need to hear that on a journey I'm out, or just when I'm really motivated, or even in the gym, just when I'm doing things. That's one of those songs on my playlist that you're just gonna hear. Just Two Hands to Heaven, it's very intimate, and I feel like we haven't heard as much intimacy with Beyonce and like when you think of the stem from just as just her solo work. 'Cause I'm not saying that she wasn't being intimate on Everything Is Love or The Gift. I'm saying like when you think Lemonade and Renaissance, where we got plastic on the sofa, as opposed to where we was getting the sexiness in Lemonade as it's being shown like it's valued, you know. And when she just pretty much let all of herself just be embraced with Renaissance, it just, you know, that's why to me with Two Hands to Heaven, it really means something, a lot. Even the breakdown at the end of the song, you grip, I grind, it just, it just takes me back. It takes me back to who she was at a moment in time, just doing ad-libs and transitions, and she still does it. She still does it. Yeah, so like I said, with Tyrant transitioning into Sweet Honey Bunkin', both up-tempo songs. And with Tyrant, it's a great song. It's a great song. You got that, whoa, yeah. It's just great song. Sweet Honey Bunkin', you know, when I seen the title, this is my honest truth. When I seen the title, I knew it was going to be a ride, because B has done, which we've seen with Flawless going into another song, where we know it, you know, Bow Down is a catalyst of Flawless, you know. So it's just like, when you hear Sweet Honey Bunkin', and it's literally, I wouldn't say it's 3 different songs, but it's just, it's acts within a song, if to me, because you're like, here's this part, and then there's honey. So when it's sweet, it's just, I'm coming home, and then it's just with honey, you're like, honey, hey, hey, and it's like, okay, all right. But when you get to Bunkin', like a mechanical bull, A-O-T-Y, I ain't win. She went off. And I understand when people say like Beyonce can be a rapper too, because she can be. Don't get it twisted. When you even though No is a verse and she's singing, she's singing with vitality. Like she's singing with, there's a way that you can show the fact that a rapping ability is there with singing. I don't even have to make names on who can do both, because there's a variety. If anything, I need to be talking about them. But she just, to have that, and then to end the album with Amen, you're like, we're at the end. We're at the end. And she still brings us in the sense of American Requiem as it being Amen. And if you ask me, that this album is a great album. I know there's people who would give it probably 9.5, 9, 8. But for me, because I am just, I'm a stan. I was with her in August in 2023. and I give it a 10 out of 10. Like, I love it. I don't like, when you listen to an album consistently over time, it just becomes a part of you. Like, you love it. And me, I like to make playlists over times with songs, especially with the same artist, where it's just like, this needs to be in a playlist. And when I have it on shuffle, I ain't gotta touch a damn thing. I am enjoying every single song. So it's just, what I do with her is, dare I say it, damn near I put the damn whole album in a playlist, and then have it just mixed. Just shuffle it all out. Just give me one side of B when she was in I Am, and then just jump right into just Renaissance out of nowhere. But then go back to Dangerously in Love, but don't forget B-Day. Okay, like, I love that. I love being able to just be like, no, like, I'm still with my girl. Like, we out here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. What I wanted to say, and what I didn't get to really say earlier in the video because I wanted to wait to the end, this particular album was crafted from what it has said in 2019. And I feel like there were feelings even before that, in the midst of when she was touring for Lemonade, and even for On the Run 2, where this album was coming into play. And I feel like there was more that she wanted to do in the midst of this album, Renaissance, where it's just like, no, I have multiple things that I have in mind that I want people to be able to appreciate. And the more that I'm able to tap into them and have my children be able to feel that this is me, this is my craft, this is what I love. I love everything that she's doing. Yeah, just being able to kind of look and say to yourself, we got the gift, but this was right there. The puzzle pieces is getting put together for us, you guys. Like, you know, when you, I'll say this right now. When I listen to this album here, and I put the gift right next to it, it's almost like they're fraternal twins, because we're going completely into a whole Afrobeat, and just we're talking more in a cleaner way that is Black excellence. And you go into this album, Cowboy Carter, I'm sorry. It should be Country Carter, okay? Because it's country. But anyway, Cowboy Carter. Like, you know what? And I'm going to quote myself. If there's anything where it says Country Carter anywhere when it comes to this promo, call me. But anyway, yeah, so like I said, with Cowboy Carter, it just gives you that duo. Like, I feel as though there are implements that we was able to hear from Lemonade that kind of dive into both albums, you know, when it comes to like solo music, where it kind of like they come together for me, because Renaissance leads me into whatever she comes with after this, because this was supposed to be already out from her words. You know, this was something she held to still be able to make an impact. So from this in Renaissance, we going forward. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I truly appreciate the time, and like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more.